We are Journals Out Loud. I am your lovely and captivating host, Louise Palanker, here with a panel of wise and wonderful young people. Yay, you guys! That's right.
I've been out there wondering. I've been out there wondering.
Damn, our harmonization Jabbar is missing.
We're here to talk about all things that matter in life, like life itself. And we have a panel of fantastic young people. We've got Jabbar, KatieMichal, Sam, Josh, Jilly, the return of Jilly.
Yes.
The return of Jilly.
Pleased to announce, and she is on her lap, we have Luna. And, of course, we have Tara. So,
Whoa. And, of course, we have Tara.
Of course.
Just as importantly, we have Tara.
Thank you. Last but not least.
So, this is not on my rundown, so
Yeah,
I'm going to do this
valid.
at the top, Matt. So, I know you've got a video queued up, so let me know. Do you have to play the video now because you passed the ad, and if we don't, they'll play the ad and we won't. and we'll be
Cross
like,
your fingers.
But the thing was that right before the show, KatieMichal wrote to me and she said, hey, and that's how she started her email, hey.
Super professional.
And there was like a capital H, small E, capital Y, so I knew how to pronounce it.
That was an accident.
Yep.
I was also walking.
And she said, Sam wrote this fantastic article, which I read, and it's in what publication, Sam?
The Thought Catalog.
And so how did you get your article published in the Thought Catalog?
I submitted it 4 days ago, and then I got an email today saying, hey, we decided to publish your article. And I was like, sweet.
So give a little of the backstory, because it's you've been through a lot of trauma,
Yeah.
and you're here to
have.
teach.
Oh, are you holding my hand? Okay.
Hold your hand.
Okay, get right up on the mic. Turn
yeah.
it so it's facing your mouth. There you go.
There we go.
Yeah.
So essentially, I had been in a narcissistic abusive relationship for about a year and a half. And I'm sure a lot of people, do you guys know what narcissistic abuse is?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I had no idea. I did not think that existed. And so I was in this really bad situation and I felt helpless. I felt like I couldn't get out. Like I would try to leave and I would break up with him. But then the next day I'd come back because the withdrawal that I felt from him and from the relationship was so strong and so painful that the pain that I felt when I was with him was not as bad as the pain that I felt when I wasn't with him. And so to me, I was like, I need to stay. Like, I don't know how I will survive as a human being if this person is not in my life. And I was miserable. I was so unhappy. I was very depressed. I mean, there were nights where I was so mentally unstable that I was like, I need to go to a hospital because I don't know, like, what I'm capable of. And so I knew that it was very unhealthy early on. And I knew that the longer I stayed, the harder it was going to be for me to get out. But it didn't matter. Like, I was very aware of how unhealthy and how toxic this situation was, but I couldn't, I felt honestly helpless. And I had lost contact with a lot of my friends, and I was living for this human being. Like, from the second I woke up to the second I went to sleep, he was the only thing I thought about. The relationship was the only priority I had. And I was like, so if I continue living this way, I'm essentially giving up my life to him.
You were feeding the disease.
Very much so.
And that's all you knew how to do.
That's it. I wasn't pursuing my passions. I wasn't focusing on work. I literally lived for him and for our relationship.
Can you tell us what, if you've done a lot of good work, can you tell us what made you vulnerable perhaps to that type of relationship?
Well, to be totally honest, I think I have a lot of daddy issues just because of my, childhood growing up, and I don't have a good relationship with my dad. I haven't spoken to him in over 2 years, and we didn't have a great relationship growing up either. He was verbally abusive and sometimes physically abusive, and he was an alcoholic. And so I think part of that has to do with what I seek in men. And, the guy that I was dating was sober, and I think that was really attractive to me because having grown up with an alcoholic dad, he didn't drink. And that was I don't have to worry about him coming home drunk or being aggressive or my dad would always yell at us and swear, but my ex never swore at me. He never raised his voice. So I think I searched out those things in him, but also a lot of negative things came with that package as well. But, you know, towards the end, it just got so bad to the point where I was like, I don't care how bad the withdrawals are. I can't live like this anymore. Like, I physically can't live like this anymore. So it ended, and he, you know, we had very little contact for like 6 weeks. And then I found out that he had been seeing some other girl for a few months at that point. And honestly, like, as much as it hurt to know that he had been seeing someone else while we were still together, that was the okay for me to let go and the okay for me to move on with my life. And so, like, it was probably the greatest thing that could have happened, because had I not found out about her, I probably would still be very attached.
So you reached a point where you realized that the pain of leaving would not be greater than the pain of staying.
Yeah. Like, I stayed with him for so long because I was so afraid of the day that he would no longer be in my life, because he was my life to me. Like, he was my whole world. His dogs were my world. Like, our relationship was my world. Like, I figured once that's gone, like, what do I have? And then once he was gone, I was like, wow, I have a life. Like, I'm okay. So, you know, I stayed for something that I thought would break me when I was staying, and it was breaking me. And so me being able to leave, like, I've been out for 2 months now, like, we have not spoken, and it's honestly been like, I feel like a new person. Like, I can't even explain to you how bad that situation was and like how different my life is today. So,
well, congratulations, and we're proud of you.
Thank you.
That's quite a story. So does
Thank
anyone
you.
have any questions or comments for Sam?
Wait, so what was your article though?
So my article was how getting cheated on saved me from my toxic relationship. So that's the title, but it kind of goes into depth about like the psychological issues that like narcissistic abuse puts you through, and how, you know, the withdrawals that I was feeling, it's like scientifically proven that it's like, you know, how a cocaine addict feels when he's going through withdrawal. Like, it's the same symptoms, the same feelings, the same pain. But like, it's hard to talk about narcissistic abuse because there's no physical scars for people to see. So a lot of people don't necessarily take narcissistic abuse or even emotional abuse seriously, because they can't see the scars because they're all in my head and, you know, in my soul and in my heart. But yeah, it was very real, and it was very painful. And so I wanted to write about it because I feel like had I read an article sooner, kind of explaining what was going on or giving me a little bit of clarity or helping me understand what was going on, I feel like I might have been able to get out sooner, because I felt very alone and I felt very crazy because I didn't have any sort of support. But like, once I found this article on Thought Catalog, like, it really helped me. And this author had also written a book on narcissistic abuse, which I've like been reading like crazy, and it has just helped me so much, and it's given me so much clarity. And I was like, you know what, like, I'm gonna write an article, and if it even helps one girl or any one person like understand what they're going through, then I feel like I accomplished something.
Well, you're being very brave, and you're turning something negative into 1,000 positives, and that's all we can do in life.
Yeah.
Right?
Thank you.
So,
I'm really happy for you.
Thank
Pardon me?
you.
so it's thoughtcatalog.com?
Yes, thoughtcatalog.com. Yeah.
Okay, good. So read it, and if you've been through anything that sounds familiar or similar, please give us a call at 888-531-7171. We're going to dive into the news this week. Something really tragic happened in Portland. There was a man on a train who was being very emotionally abusive to some Muslim girls on the train, and we live in a climate now where people are kind of fed up with this sort of racism, and a lot of people are not afraid to now stand up and protect each other, because that's all we can do in this current administration is, you know, do the right thing one person at a time as you walk through your day. If you see someone who's being treated unfairly, stand up and do something. These men stood up and did something, and they died for it. He had a knife and he stabbed them. So it's very tragic, and I think that our hearts are going out to everyone involved in this situation. But I can't imagine how these young girls feel knowing that their lives were protected by someone who gave the greatest sacrifice of all. So this is one of the girls speaking about her gratitude.
They lost their lives because of me and my friend and the way we look.
This morning, in an interview with Portland's Fox 12, one of the teens allegedly targeted by Christians' hateful words, expressing gratitude for the men who came to their defense.
I just want to say thank you to them and their family, and that I appreciate them, because without them, we probably would be dead right now.
Her appreciation now echoing across an entire city. The surviving victim.
All right, thank you, Matt. So I just wanted to pose the question: do you think that will inhibit people from standing up and doing the right thing? Will people be fearful of sticking up for people because?
I think I think people already are anyways, or stuff like that would be less of a problem because the person that wants to say those rude things wouldn't, because they know that, like, oh, if I say something bad, then there's going to be 10 more people coming at me saying how my opinion is wrong. So I think it's still like something, still everybody kind of just like turns their head, and I don't think that's going to affect it. It might make people want to stand up more for what they believe in.
I hope so.
You know?
I hope so.
I mean, I think people are getting a little bit more and more confident for standing up to people. I mean, it's still hard because you don't want that person to come and attack you, like what happened. But I feel there is confidence, a lot more confidence in people. I don't know. That's just my kind of gut. I would stand up more so, even if that could happen. I feel like I can defend myself or something, like somehow, like if I think I should. Yeah.
Jilly?
No, I mean, I think you have to. Like, you have to stand up for people. I mean, like I don't know. Like, I think if something is wrong or if somebody's, I mean, I don't know if I thought I could do something, even if I thought I couldn't, I think, like, you have to stand up for something or call somebody or, you have to do the right thing in those situations because you would hope that somebody else would do it for you. Like, how could you not? I don't think that fear should inhibit anything. Like,
you have to behave in a way that's going to make you proud when you leave the situation, that you're able to look back on it and say, I did the right thing in that moment. And
I've never been in that situation where, somebody would be calling somebody out for something about how they looked, but if I was, I know for a fact I would stand up and say something.
Yeah, I would be
I
afraid
know you would,
of
yeah.
that person if you were there.
KatieMichal definitely would.
Like,
KatieMichal there for me.
Hey, that's a compliment.
No.
Oh yeah. Got you.
Yeah, I'd want you there.
Freaking crazy.
I
all
want
right,
KatieMichal
so we
in my
have
posse.
another news story. We have another news story that's in the same vein, but it's a very different story, and I want to hear your thoughts. A Texas middle school principal plans to launch an investigation after a 7th grade student was named most likely to become a terrorist.
Oh, I would
in a
stab
mock
that teacher.
award ceremony. So
Not
no,
really.
No,
I wouldn't
'cause
stab.
Stabbing is
I wouldn't
not an
stab.
answer.
I'm just saying.
Nor is a severed head, Kathy Griffin, helping anything. I'm sorry, I love you, but that was not okay.
Wait, what happened?
Pardon?
I love Kathy Griffin.
I do too, but today she went a step too far, or several steps too far. I was shocked. Liz Villanueva, a 13-year-old student at Anthony Aguirre Junior High in Houston, told Click 2 Houston that the teacher said most likely to become a terrorist, and she said my name, and she gave me this. Go to the video, Matt.
That begs one very simple question. What were they thinking? Channelview ISD teachers are being disciplined after naming a student, quote, most likely to become a terrorist. Good afternoon, I'm Len Cannon.
And I'm Mia Gradney. It happened during an awards ceremony and was supposed to be a joke, but neither the student's family nor the district find it funny at all. Jason Miles is live from East Harris County with this story. Jason?
Well, those awards were given out here at Aguirre Junior High on Tuesday, of course, just the day after an actual terrorist attack in the UK.
Oh.
Certificates are meant to recognize achievements, but this one gets a failing grade.
Most likely to become a terrorist.
7th grader Lizeth Villanueva got it during a mock award ceremony this week at Anthony Aguirre Junior High.
They just found it as a joke.
She says the teacher who signed it handed out certificates to a number of students while other teachers watched and laughed.
She said that some people might get offended, but she doesn't really care about our feelings.
Was she serious?
Yes, she was laughing about it.
It's no laughing matter to Lizeth's mom.
I wrote it twice. I'm like, what is this?
She says her daughter is in an advanced academic program and has never had a discipline problem.
It don't look good at all, especially coming from a teacher, from a grown-up woman. It don't look good at all because everything that's going on right now.
They say the principal personally apologized this morning during a meeting at the school. Meanwhile, the district sent me a statement that says, in part, quote, Channelview ISD would like to assure all students, parents, and community members that these award statements and ideals are not representative of the district's vision, mission, and educational goals for our students.
You accept that?
Not really. I think it's just gonna stop. It's gonna end there.
The district would not confirm the names of any teachers because it's a personnel matter, but says those involved.
All right, well, it's freezing up, so thoughts?
There's no part of that is funny at all. I mean, there's like, oh my God.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, you can so take the mic.
Thank you. So not okay. I want to know from the teacher what in any way, shape, or form, like, why that would ever be okay. Like, because it's like it's joking about something that is so insensitive that it just blows my mind. Like, it's joking about like it's like genocide. It's like it's like it's mind blowing. Like, if you saw all of our faces during that clip, like
we're all right now speechless.
It's like shock. It's shock. Yeah. It's pure shock and like disgust and horror. It's like it's pretty mortifying.
Unnerving.
Yeah, it's really
Josh.
Does that person have no common sense?
Yeah, well, I just wanted to add, like, that I totally agree with everything that you said. Like, this is completely wrong, and it's also like, I think that this is being focused on mostly because of like the fact that there was a terrorist attack the day before, but the teacher also gave out, listen to what, let me finish what I'm going to say before you go, okay. Okay, so the teacher also gave out other awards. She gave out an award to a black student saying most likely to blend in with white people.
No.
Yeah,
what the? Wait, most likely to what?
Most likely to blend in with a white person.
Blend in?
With a white person.
Because they're like an Oreo.
Like, they would go into a crowd of white people and you wouldn't see them because I don't understand. But then they also
no. I think they're talking.
It doesn't matter. She also gave out like most likely to become homeless, most likely to become. She gave out multiple awards. It wasn't just the terrorist. That's the one that's being focused on because of what happened the day before.
So everything was tasteless.
Yeah.
Everything was tasteless. It wasn't just that.
So she's just a horrible.
Yes. Yeah.
That teacher needs to get fired.
She hates,
I don't understand why
she hates children, and she's trying to hurt people's feelings.
I just don't understand why there's an investigation going into this and the teacher just hasn't been removed, because it wasn't one student. It was multiple students, multiple different like backgrounds, multiple racial
Did she come up with them
Like,
herself?
Oh, it sounds like it was just a class.
I don't know if
or was
like,
it a class thing
herself.
that
it wasn't the
funny.
class. It was the teacher.
Yeah, but
with
she
possible
did it.
Other teachers. Like
No. It sounds like she just did it for her class at the end of the year. It's the end of the year, and she's just had.
That's not.
She's had
funny.
it with these kids, and she was at home cooking it up on her home printer, and she thought that this would be her revenge.
That's seriously.
We've all had horrible teachers.
Or maybe she just was close to
Dude.
her kids, and it was like, oh, they think this is funny.
No, that's
wait.
for seventh
but
grade.
my devil's advocate, which is not even barely a devil's advocate, but me and my family had a running joke because I really did like not do great in school, that like, oh well, if you don't graduate you could always just become a stripper. And it was like funny because it was me and my entire family. Now if you said that, if a teacher said that to me and was trying to be funny, I'd be like, okay, what?
No, but here's the thing. They're seventh grade too. Like, even if you're trying to do like an inside joke, like high school.
So
like,
the only way that could ever be funny is if it's with like your immediate closest like friends, but that is not the time and place to use something like that as a
the
joke.
point that you're making is that sometimes amongst the closest of family and friends, you can say something tasteless to somebody and it's hilarious. But this was a ceremony where she printed this stuff out, and that this child had to be embarrassed in front of everybody else to be handed whatever the other ones Josh read off.
The kids were
Josh,
doing in that room.
Do you have the rest of them?
I have some of them. I mean, this most likely become homeless in Guatemala. Most likely
in Guatemala.
I don't think it's probably from like Guatemala or something. Like,
but what?
I don't know.
I just wonder. I just like can't believe the kids like didn't. Well, maybe they did do a lot of.
Well,
more
I don't
stuff
think they
about
really knew like what to even say. I mean, they are 7th graders. They're just kind of like I
know that's what I'm wondering.
Most
I'm wondering
likely,
how they were acting when they got like the awards and were seeing what was happening, because
I
don't
think
even
maybe have been shocked.
I mean, I know there's a lot of kids out there that are like. What's the word that I'm looking for? Like, immature and
naive. There's really bad 7th graders, KatieMichal. No, I get you.
But at the same time, I feel like they would also be like they would also know that's not okay. That's not okay.
Yeah, I was told some horrible things by teachers in 7th grade, and I get that I acted out, and that 7th grade people can be really difficult. I would, 7th grade teachers who are awesome are the heroes of planet Earth, because that's a really difficult grade. But there is no explanation for this. Do you have more, John?
Yeah, I was just saying, I was looking at CNN. They were saying that the reason why that student got most likely to blend in with white people was because in the past, the teacher gave out a black quiz to see how black she was. This student that, like, to prove how black she was.
Wait, I am so sorry. Like, excuse me. Say what now?
This is just so
this teacher just, like, doesn't
That teacher needs to be fired.
Wrong, wronger, wrongest.
She needs to go to a psychiatric hospital or something. Something's not okay.
But
in
I'm
her
hoping
head.
that for this child to take the paper home, to show her parents, to have her parents call the news and have this go national or international, is some sort of redemption, or just making her feel that, hey, the world is in my corner, that this was really wrong. And now we can do that today. When I was a kid, it was just like you went home and you told your mother, and your mother's like, I'm going down to that school. Now it's like, hey, some teachers just need to not be around kids. Yeah. Like, that's not the career for you. Like,
yep.
Yeah. So, all right.
So, questions or what are we
doing? Questions.
Let's do some questions. Who would like to read?
I'll go.
Go ahead.
I don't know. Jabbar, you go.
Jabbar.
You took the stage, girly.
Oh, okay. I was just okay. I have a boyfriend, but my mom doesn't know. Should I tell my mom or not? I don't know if she will say no dating.
Well, she's out in the lobby, so you can go tell her right now.
Yeah, your dad's here too.
Oh, but I don't have.
It's take your parent to work day for Tara. They're both here on my deck.
Oh yeah. My parents are here, guys.
They're enjoying summer
and
fun.
I'm not gonna go tell my mom that I have a boyfriend, because I don't.
No, but we have dealt with secret boyfriends before. You had a secret boyfriend?
You did that? Oh my God, go.
Jilly?
I did this.
Jilly?
It didn't go so well. No, I did. I did not tell my parents because I didn't want to really be dating him, but he asked me, and he said yes. It was sophomore year of high school, and I said yes because he asked me on the Ferris wheel at the Santa Monica
legal in many
Pier.
States.
And
Have you exercised? Have you learned how to say no?
Yeah, it was.
But serious.
But actually,
are you able to say no now to people?
No. This was the problem.
We should be taking notes.
Yeah, no. He's dying of laughter.
No, I'm laughing because I have an issue saying
no. I have an issue saying no as well. But no, my problem was he was really nice, and I just wasn't sure yet. I wasn't sure. I didn't want to be like I wasn't ready to say yes, but I wasn't ready to say no. So I erred on the side of caution and said yes.
Also, there's a factor of like, how many more times does this go around before I can get off and walk away?
Right,
from this?
and I was like, now I'm at the
It's
Santa
awkward.
Monica Pier with him, and what do I do? So I
trapped you.
Yeah, I trapped you.
In retrospect, not cool.
Smart.
So yeah, I can. Genius on his part, not smart on my part. So I said yes, and it was fine. Like, he was really sweet and nice, and it was fine. So I said yes, and it was fine. But I didn't tell my parents because I didn't feel the need to, which was dumb. I should have told them because he was like driving me around and stuff.
How long was it?
How long did I date him for?
that smile.
A while.
Oh
no,
my
not a
God.
while, like a couple months.
Oh.
And then one of my mom's best friends saw us literally like on a date together in Beverly Hills.
Awkward.
Like literally sitting down, like I don't know who we thought we were, that we're like sitting like on a date, like a full on, like we were like 30 years old, like sitting outside of a restaurant. And my mom was like, so like her best friend like said like Susie like saw you and this guy like sitting out, who are you with? And I was like, so just my friend. And she was like, it was not just your friends, like who is this guy? And she was so mad at me. Not that, I mean, she was mad I didn't tell her, but it was not that I didn't tell her, it was that I was having this guy like drive me around without telling her.
Right.
So moral of the story is honesty is the best policy.
Yeah.
For many reasons. Also, honesty is best policy with guys too.
Yeah.
And parents and everybody in your life.
See, you got yourself trapped into like so many different levels of like, dead end, dead end, dead end. Okay, how do I back out of this and get back out into the open, fresh air? So yeah, it's like secret boyfriend, not a fan.
I had one as well.
Oh, you did? Okay.
In high school. And I kept him. I had him secret because I knew my parents. My mom, not really, but my dad was racist for sure, and he was black, and so I knew that it would be an issue in my family. So that's why I kept it a secret.
Yeah. See, that's
Smart
I
girl.
feel like
I applaud you for
that's
that.
a little bit of that has a twist. To
Oh, because
it,
I remember
guess.
your story. Because you
No,
dated a
because-
girl that her parents were racist, right? Or-
Right.
yeah.
But she decided to go the route of I can change my parents.
Right.
Yeah,
You went the
can't
route of
change
like I'm
parents.
happy with my boy. I don't care about showing that to my family.
Yeah.
What? You weren't here? Go
No,
check
she
that
was.
I
out.
remember the
Go
story.
get-
Because I'm a good friend.
So there's
So tell him. That's
there's
it.
extenuating circumstances to dating somebody that you think your parents wouldn't approve of for reasons that are not okay. You know, just I get it. That's a little bit different. Jabbar, I can't see Jabbar because
Sorry.
there's like tripods in the way.
Okay, so
Hashtag studio fun.
So I think like just tell them, and mostly your fear is coming from this think that they're gonna say no dating, and they might say that, and it's their house, so you might have to just like not date. I mean,
Well, it depends on how old we don't.
I
know
mean,
how old
we
this
don't know
person
I
the
had
age.
friends in high school that their parents were like 17 and saying that they couldn't date still. Like but I mean, they would still be dating, but this wouldn't tell their parents. But at the same time, like their parents are gonna say whatever they want to say, so you can't.
Yeah,
really control
if you
them.
tell them that you run the risk of them saying no, and then you'll just have to figure out how to go from there.
Yeah.
You just have to picture yourself at a Beverly Hills cafe getting spotted by your mom's girlfriend. What are you going to say then? Because those are eventualities that are realistic.
I
So
mean,
you got to prepare.
I lucked out. I mean, my mom doesn't really go anywhere. She like stays at the house. So like I had a secret relationship for over a year. Like she had no idea. Like,
Dang, my mom knew everything about me, guys. Even if I went like bowling, she just knew I kissed somebody. I just came in, I was like, yeah, bowling was so much fun. And like the next day, she's like, you kissed someone. And I was like, yeah, how'd you know? She knew everything.
All right, so
man.
here's what
Scary.
here's what I'm going to say before we move on. You can say to your mom, so how old were you when you had your first boyfriend? And then she's going to know you're sort of leaning in that direction and like open this topic up for conversation so that if there is a rule about when you can date, she'll let you know. And then you can just say, because I think I like somebody, and you don't have to say everything all at once. Like, I have a boyfriend and we've made out. Like, you don't have to tell her everything. You just can kind of like let her know that her little girl is becoming a young lady. And because your mom, you know, if your mom is awesome, and I hope that she is, she wants you, like Jilly has an awesome mom, and she wanted, I mean, part of that is a little bit of hurt that you didn't tell her, right?
Probably.
Oh yeah.
She was not happy. It was not. Yeah, she was upset. She was hurt. I didn't tell her. She found out. She was like, how long were you not going to tell me for? There was like a lot of things that it was just not. She's cool.
So if your mom is cool, do tell.
Yeah, there were it was a lot. She was not happy. It was the whole thing was bad. Tell her it's better that way. Honesty is just way better. And then what if she's like, yeah, you can date, and then you don't have to keep anything a secret, and you can do what you want, and you can be honest, and it's way better that way.
And then he can come over.
Yeah.
And you guys can like.
But if you
have,
need
like,
some
a-
tips on to hide it, I got you because you know I'm the king
And
at that.
so does
okay.
Josh. I really should bring
Jabbar is-
Don't ask me. I failed miserably.
Do we still know if Jabbar has a girlfriend or not?
Jabbar is
Not
the king
at
of
all.
stealth. We do not know.
I just want to know.
Jabbar, would you read the next question?
Sure. I'm going to middle school and I'm really scared. I'm afraid of little stuff like not knowing how to open my locker, falling down in public, or someone spreading a rumor about me. What should I do?
All right, so can I just say this is a number one frequently asked question. So many kids are so afraid of middle school. It's like the place like has a legend of being completely booby trapped. Like you're going to step into the building and like, you know, quicksand will engulf you. People are terrified of middle school. Let's help them. KatieMichal.
You just gotta go, and if it happens, you gotta pick up your stuff and just keep moving on forward. So you don't know how to use your locker for the first time. Everybody else that is going to that middle school for the first time probably doesn't know how to use the locker either. So it's okay. Lean over and be like, somebody that you don't know, hey dude, like honestly, I don't know how to use this shit. Do you want to show me? Thanks, man. Let me buy tater tots sometime. And then you slip and fall. Let me tell you a story. I was in 9th grade, okay? I was 9th grade, meaning I'm new in high school, and I live in Reno, Nevada. So when it snows and gets icy, it's a whole thing. But I was also super extra. You haven't noticed, like, I'm still that way. But I used to wear heels in the snow. And then everybody was like, why are you wearing heels? Why are you wearing heels? So one day, I decided, fine, I'm going to wear my cute Uggs and be all cute. I'm going to wear my cute Uggs. Yeah. I get up the steps. I get towards the door, and what happens? Boom! Right on my back, in front of not just people, but like the entire football team. And yeah, like the hot guys. Meh, 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 meh. And luckily they laughed, but they also helped me up. But it happens. That happened to me. And you know what I did? I was like, thank you so much. No, I'm good. I ran straight to the bathroom. I called my dad. I was like, come get me. I'm coming home. I hate this shit. Okay, and then what was the other one? Oh, rumors. If you haven't watched the past videos, I had a rumor that I raped a kid, okay? And then I also had a rumor that I had a whole list of people that I was going to checkmark off that I was going to have sex with, and that I was a lesbian. Although, who hasn't had that rumor once or twice? I mean,
Yeah, I've had that too.
So if it happens, just if it's not a true rumor, just know in your soul that it's not true. And if people ask you about it, be like, yo, no, it's not true. And if they don't believe you, that is their own problem.
So this is the epic saga. KatieMichal survives childhood. If she can do it,
rough, man.
so can you.
If you need help with anything, just go ask KatieMichal.
That was a great story. I picture everything.
Yeah.
It was very vivid. It was very
She
vivid.
answered that question
But what
like
she's
a
saying
boss.
is that, like a boss, like everything does happen. And so just know it's going to happen. It's like parking tickets. You're
It all
going to get them.
happens.
So
All
put a
that.
little money aside every year and pay them. And then
pay
get
them.
it.
Just
you know,
get knocked down, you got to get back up again.
Exactly.
because like, you know, I'm not going to lie, middle school the kids are mean, okay?
I hated middle school.
And so when they're mean,
around
when
that,
they're mean to you, just know they're mean to everybody. And you be nice. You be the nice one.
You can only control you.
That's right. Josh, would you read the next question?
I can't tell if this boy wants to be friends or what. He always says you're bad. Then I wait. What?
I'm sorry.
There's a period there probably. Okay. I can't tell if this boy wants to be friends or what. He always says you're bad. Then I say it back, and he likes to joke around. He also hit my.
Wait. You're bad. No, you're bad. No, stop it. You're bad. Stop it. Oh my God, stop it.
He also hit my butt with a book, but that was most likely an accident.
Wait, he's
No.
bad.
I don't want to be flirty if he just wants to be friends. How can I know if he has a crush on me?
Okay, so you have to imagine that they're 12, because whenever I hear this sort of interplay, I'm like, okay, 12.
He hit your butt with a book, so.
See if anything else happens. No, this is it, because you just said it's an... No, but hold on. No. Can I see this?
It's not an accident. Like, you don't just like, oops, dropping a book. like,
No, No, but what if you're like walking and it's like down there and it was like the corner of the book accidentally touched the butt. We don't know. We don't know exactly. So this is what I'm saying.
You're bad to each other while also.
Okay, but this is what I'm saying.
No, if a guy is saying that he likes you, he doesn't want to just be friends.
course.
Come on, you always tease around like that kind of a stuff.
So they're developing a teasing relationship. Go ahead, Tara.
So, well, as I was saying, like, I mean, you're bad, obviously. Yeah, for sure.
It's flirting.
It's super flirty. But, like, if you need any more reassurance than us saying, you guys saying you're bad to each other, like, if the butt and the book touch again or, like, something else happens. I'm sorry. But if anything like that else happens, like any kind of, like, touching or, like, slight touching, then, of course, they want to be, like, more than friends.
Think like if you're in the hallway and it gets like tight and you're just like, oh, I'm so sorry or something like that.
Because there's something like there's flirtation, but then there's I want to do more than flirting, but not like that, but like I want to be more than friends. Because there's like you can always like flirt with somebody and have nothing happen, and you just like flirting with each other. Like I mean, I did that. No, you might, but then you might not, and you just love to flirt. Like that is something. I mean, okay, that's how I was in high school. Sometimes I just wanted to flirt with a guy, but I didn't want to do anything with him because I like to flirt.
But then you
like,
could accidentally get engaged on a Ferris wheel, so you got to be careful.
Yeah, but as I'm saying, if the touching occurs a little bit more, that's when you know it's like, hey, maybe I want to date you or go.
Yeah. I mean, I get what you're saying. Like, if it just like touched or graced, but she either she's dramatic or she like went out of the way to use the word hit.
So that's why I say just like see if something happens again like that.
Hit is a big word. Also, talk to the boy.
Yeah.
Like, don't just tease each other. Just say, hey, how's your day going? And
Walk
how do
up
you
back.
feel about lima beans? Any thoughts? I mean,
hey, you've been teasing me.
Get him talking. A great topic,
You gotta
right?
say something about like, oh, look at this picture of the koala bear. It's so cute. So he has the opportunity to be like, no, you're cute.
Oh my God, yes!
That is such I have to say that is such a KatieMichal thing to do. Like,
Guess what else is cute?
She sets herself up for things.
Guess
what
doesn't
else
work
is
out?
cute?
Oh yeah, let me tell you guys, I did this. Okay, so I'm in Las Vegas. Wait, no. I literally did the whole like sending of a picture, but it's different. So I just turned 21, obviously, right? So I went to Las Vegas this weekend, and I'm gonna have a good time. And I'm so over like guys just don't have a pair right anymore. So we're at this. They don't. They're not
Where
able
are we
to like.
going?
Just wait. So
I'm ready.
I see. So we're at the club, and I see these guys, and I'm like, dang, he's cute. But I know there's no way. I already know that he's not going to come talk to me. So I made a plan that I was going to go talk to him. What I was going to do was I'm going to tap it on the shoulder and be like, oh my God, Jordan. And then he's probably going to say, oh no, I'm not Jordan, sorry. And then I was going to be like, oh, I'm so sorry. And that would give him a perfect
full
opportunity
plan.
to be
Nice.
like, but my name is Zach. Hi, how are you? You're cute, whatever. So I go up to him. My friend's like, do it. I'm like, dude, I'm there, right? I tap him on the shoulder. He turns around. I'm like, hey, Jordan. And he's like, what? I'm like, oh my God, you look just like my friend Jordan. Oh my God, I'm so sorry. He's like, oh yeah, no problem. And turns around. Oh, I'm so sorry. I was like, well, okay then. Can we get another shot over here? Because ow.
Jordan never would have done that.
No, if you just give a guy maybe an opportunity for him to say more than just you're bad, for him to actually be like, no, I do like you. I think you're cute. I have feelings for him. That's what you should do.
But that was great because you tried.
I did try.
Right. And he's probably
And
married.
I'm going to try again.
Right.
Keep going.
Or he just doesn't have.
If something
Or
knocks you
that's
down,
right.
just get back up, KatieMichal.
No social cues.
All
like
right.
me, I mean, I don't have any. social
Jilly,
cues.
would you please read?
What?
Yes.
I'm in love with
Can I
my
just,
best
take
friend.
this mic out of the thing, please?
Oh my gosh.
I don't think that's allowed. Okay. I'm in love with my best friend's brother. We dated once when we were younger, but it really bothered my best friend, so we ended it out of respect for her. Recently, I spent some time with him that connection was still there. What do I do?
All right. Best friend's
it's
brother
separate.
crush.
Sorry.
Best friend's brother crush. We've had this before. We can.
This is rough.
We can do. It is rough. We can do it though. Go for it.
I don't know.
I think you need to have a sincere talk with your friend.
That's what I was going to say.
Yeah, I agree. I think the friend. I mean, you never. I think at the end of the day, you want to like do what's right for you, and when you do make a decision based on somebody else, even though you respect her and care for her, it's not going to be settled for you, because that relationship never met its course. So at the end of the day, like if your friend's really your friend, I mean, I think that they would be understanding that you would want to try something with your brother.
Yeah,
I mean, it could make things awkward down the line if things end up not going right. But at the same time, your friend can be there to support you. So.
Talk to your friend.
Talk to your friend. I mean, look, if she isn't going to like it, you may sacrifice your friendship for this relationship. You just have to weigh which one matters more to you.
Yeah.
Because sometimes there's always consequences whenever we make a choice. So you tried getting over him. You still like each other. So
especially in a relationship, because that might not be the person that you marry, you know? But that shouldn't make you not try.
Right, but what happens, the dynamic that's in place once you start dating someone's brother is that you're going to be ditching her and going off and doing things with your boyfriend. And
if you guys have a strong relationship as friends, then it should be okay. Yeah. If you don't, well, then there you go. There's your answer. Like,
that's not gonna work though.
Well, no, I'm saying if you have a strong... Okay, here's my thing, because I'm kind of going through something with, like, my best friend. If you have a strong relationship as friends, everything that goes on between you guys, it should be okay. But, like, with my best friend right now, I don't know what the hell is going on. I feel like we're not connecting. And after I broke up with my ex, like, I felt like she was low-key judging me on the way that I was acting a little bit. And it's just like, I'm like, do we have a strong relationship? Do we not? Are you really my best friend? Are you not my best friend? Like, what's going on? So I just feel like if you have a strong relationship, anything like can happen. But if she's like weirded out by this and she's not okay with you being you because it's her brother and stuff, then that's not a strong relationship. So then go ahead and be with your brother, because that's not going to last long. If like you can't even talk about that, there's my piece.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I know some people who dated their best friend's brother, and it ended up being them hanging out not with their best friend anymore, just with the brother. So when they come over, they're going in the brother's room and not the best friend's room. So that kind of was like, damn, are you my best friend?
I would say if you're going to do it, make a point to also spend time with your best friend, not just like make the boyfriend be a priority, because even he'll be a priority, but at the same time, like your best friend is. So like split the time or make 75-25, like do something where she's not feeling left out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, you can make it work if you're sensitive to everybody's feelings, but if you're just not getting over him and you guys are really in love, then I would just say talk it over with your best friend and just say, you know, what is that? Baby, don't hurt me. So eventually you'd want a sister-in-law that you really love. So long term, this could be great. And just be patient. We love each other, but we love you too.
Aaron was just crawling on the floor, and
Aaron was crawling on the floor.
We're
not exactly sure
great
what his motives
to
were.
watch.
I mean,
and now he's on the floor on his knees laughing, and I just love this right now.
Aaron's a creeper, but
he's not a creeper. It was
He's very cute. So who hasn't read? Oh, Sam.
Sam.
Okay.
I forgot to put like a jagged line between these two questions, so imagine one there. Oh my God, Sam.
Sorry. Okay. Every night I get really sad out of nowhere. I'm really insecure in my body, my friendships, in my relationships. I'm the type of person that is always there for everyone else, but no one is there for me to vent to. I'm scared that if I do let everything out, that people will think I'm weird or emo or something. I don't know if I should go to a therapist or something, but I don't want to keep feeling like this.
Oh, that's hard. I mean, if you want to go to a therapist because you think that might help you, then do that. There's nothing bad with going to a therapist. If you don't feel like you can vent to anyone and you're scared, I mean, try it and see. And if the reaction isn't good, then hey, you at least tried it. But I think you need to find a way to let your feelings out, whether it's talking to someone, whether it's journaling, whether it's anything. You need to find a way to let those out, because keeping stuff bottled in, that is the worst possible thing you can do. So try whichever of those things that you think might work.
Jilly, did you watch The Bachelorette last night?
Obviously.
Yeah, so obviously. So did you see the date where they both admitted that they've been to a therapist? How awesome was that?
Amazing.
Oh my God.
I mean, I think everybody needs to talk to somebody. So I think it just depends on whoever, like what that looks like for you. I think it just depends on like what is easiest. You know, some people, I know you talk to your mom all the time, you know. I talk to my sister, I talk to my friends. Some people can talk to a college counselor, a cool aunt, or a cousin or a brother, or so whatever that looks like, talk to somebody that you trust and feel confident with. I think a therapist is always good if you feel comfortable with that. No one should feel like this all the time. It's always normal to feel like this sometimes, but no one should feel like this all the time.
And don't worry about feeling judged for having feelings. Like when you say I'm worried about people thinking I'm weird or emo, so what? They're weird or emo, all right? Everybody's weird or emo. We all have.
For sure.
We all have times. And if you're sad, you can get yourself into a state of mind where you're not able to see a solution. So don't let this get too bottled up to where you can't see your way clear to asking for help. Because you deserve to be happy, and nobody's going to judge you. If you can raise your hand and say, I'm not happy, people are going to be like, wow, good for you. Thank you for telling us. Because there's so many grown-ups that want you to be happy, but they don't know if you walk around pretending you're happy. They need to know what you're thinking and feeling. Who are you pointing at, Erin?
Well, I was just going to say, I was in your same boat because you're probably in high school. And all my friends, I felt like they would always want to talk to me and vent to me and tell me about their problems and about them. And at the end of the day, I'd be like, well, I mean, I'm going through some stuff too. But I would never feel comfortable saying it to them because I then realized that they're selfish ass people that I am no longer
people get used to the status quo. Like if you're always the person, that's fine, and then no one.
So I'm saying, you should look at those relationships and cut ties with those people that probably don't care about you. I mean, I feel like you're in the situation where you might have tried, and since you were shut down, oh well, that's great. But what I'm going through, that now you've gotten yourself into this position where you just never say anything. So you need to look at those relationships, and maybe those aren't the people that you want to talk to. But they shouldn't think. I mean, if they think that you're weird and emo, but they're the ones that are venting to you, you know what I mean? That's kind of like. What is that? Yeah, hypocritical. Yeah. So those are probably not the people that you want to talk to because they're making you feel this way. So look at that.
We all have stuff.
Yeah.
And that's just life is tricky. It's not a simple thing. It's just tricky. And as soon as you say oh my God, this is like one of those tricky puzzles where if you go online, you can find cheats and hints. That's life. So all the cheats and hints that you can find, take them, use them, learn them, share them. Because we're all in this giant boat of life together. Who hasn't read yet? Oh, I'll give KatieMichal the short question because she likes those. Oh no, maybe we're doing a little bit of a news story.
Is it which one?
We're doing a little bit
of
a news story.
No.
All right, so there was a couple of news stories back to back about how smartphones are addictive, and one of them was talking about how smartphones are replacing narcotics and alcohol as the drug of choice. Researchers are investigating whether a drop in drug use among teenagers is due to the stimulating effect of smartphones on the brain. And then there was an article about a smartphone rehab center in Seattle offering residential intensive recovery programs for teenagers who have trouble controlling their use of electronic devices. Anyone have any thoughts? Are you able to...
I think it's stupid to say that it's a drug of choice. It's addicting, but it's not a drug of choice. I think that's the stupidest way to say that. Oh, it's I'm gonna do smartphone versus alcohol and heroin. Shut up. You're gonna probably do all three of them if that's what you're saying. It's addicting, and kids are addicted to it. I go on it too much, and I'm finding myself stop it, Tara. You can go on it in the morning, get your little fix. At night, get your little fix, but stop going on through the day. Live your day. But saying that it's a drug, shut up.
Well, I agree to you. I don't agree to you. I agree with you to a certain extent because, in the research that I did about my relationship, my ex wasn't a drug. Our relationship wasn't a drug, but I was very much addicted to it. And I was very much addicted to the highs that I got from him and from the relationship. So,
but I just wouldn't call it a drug.
No. I wouldn't call it a drug, but there's definitely the same, properties that go into
quality.
It.
The specific reason why they're using the drug is because, while the phone is, a physical object that's causing it, it's the chemical and hormone
Yes.
balances that are happening because of the phone. So the phone isn't a drug of choice, but the drug of choice is the hormones that are happening or the chemicals that are coming out because of the use of the phone.
But alcohol and actual legitimate drugs are like they affect you way more than like a phone would in a sense.
That's
right?
not necessarily true.
No.
I mean, because look how you guys didn't know her during that time, and that's why it's so hard to wrap your head around something that's you can't touch and feel. It's so easy to be like, oh, you're addicted to heroin. That's it's the heroin's fault. You know what I mean? Like, but it could be. It can be, it is sometimes for certain amounts of people as addictive because they're like and I told her this last night, like my example would be like with an iPhone or with a boyfriend type of thing is that I think everybody could be a little bit addictive, but it only takes certain people that could be their personalities that could be even more addictive.
Susceptible.
So if I could be just as addicted to heroin as she was to her boyfriend, and it would be the exact same thing, just not the same drug.
Right. I mean, I think
so. It's like for you, no. For me, that would never happen, just because your personality would not be that way.
They're finding similarities in the brain chemistry to falling in love, to
at the end of the day, it
getting
doesn't
a text message.
It doesn't depend on what the actual drug or what you're actually addicted to, because it's all doing the same thing.
Playing a video game.
They have like people are like super addicted to video games. They have like video game rehab and
No way.
I had to watch a bunch of it for class.
So I was taking these articles very, very seriously as I was reading them, that there is legitimate reason to believe that the brain chemistry is similar to that of a drug addict, but it was hard to take it as seriously when I got to the video that I think was an ad for a product that they have in Tokyo, Matt, that you can find in the restrooms of Tokyo, which is basically it's toilet paper for your phone. Toilet paper for your phone.
More people than ever are making the move to Nissan.
All right, so we'll talk amongst ourselves. So Japan is way ahead of the curve on everything, and so your phone, if you're going to be touching it constantly, needs to be sanitary, correct?
Yeah, it's so gross. It's
so So there's these little dispensers in Tokyo restrooms where you can get little toilet papers and wipe your phone's butt, or hit it with a book, whatever.
I'm sorry, I'm already so lost right now. I feel so dumb.
All right, well, the video will explain itself.
Toilets in Japan are also a place to clean one's smartphones. Smartphones are said to carry more than 5 times the germs found on a toilet seat. Several bathrooms inside the Narita airport have a toilet paper just for smartphones. With this, you can clean your smartphone screen. Using it is easy. First, take the amount of paper you need, fold it up, and clean your smartphone screen thoroughly.
So Japanese.
After you're done, you can flush it away. On this paper, you can find information on Wi-Fi and a travel guide app, which has a voice translation function provided by Docomo.
So
what did you think? So ends our instructions on some ways of using Japanese toilets. With a fresher you and a fresher smartphone, have a nice day in Japan.
Is this? I'm sorry. Hold on. Is this serious?
Well, wait, wouldn't your phone be cleaner if you kept it in a purse while you were in the bathroom with all the germs? Like, don't even take it out.
I think that was the stupidest S I have seen all day. I'm sorry. That made no sense. Like, I mean, it made sense, but like that was just so stupid.
Does anyone understand?
I brought my phone into a bathroom stall with me. Like, come on. We all have.
You gotta just sit down. You just
taking it.
I think so.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people have.
Like, no, I just say like the commercial was just.
It's the magazine of today.
Are you serious?
Why not?
The music.
Kill 2 birds with 1 stone. Wipe your butt and wipe your phone.
But don't you think that all toilet?
It was so weird.
But don't you think that all toilet paper should say "Welcome to Japan"? Why just?
Yes.
Why just?
I want to go to Japan. I want to
Come
go
on,
to Japan
Jilly.
just to
I
use
do
it.
all of it.
I'm ready.
Yeah, we're all going. We're all going.
And now
Last trip.
Journals takes Japan.
All right, next
Yes.
question.
Journals in Japan.
Journals in Japan.
I wanted to get to the last
I went to camp with this girl, and she is very suicidal. She questions life and tells me she wants to die. What should I say? Please help. I don't want her to get hurt.
She's craving attention, and like you're not going to be able to do anything.
Wait, not necessarily.
Oh my gosh, Sarah.
I think that.
Okay, no, sorry.
Or not, though.
Or not. Sorry, that's just one side of it. That's one side of it. Sorry. Okay, my bad. I'm just saying one side.
But you should tell a counselor.
You can say the other side.
Because this is a
Okay,
grown-up
I'll
responsibility.
try it. No, okay, sorry. I just say whatever comes to my head. Oh, well, there are people like I'm sorry, but there's these girls that are constantly saying it over and over on Facebook. That like on my friggin' Facebook, they're my friends, and they're like 2 or 3 years younger than me, and they say it every freaking week, multiple times throughout the week, and it's like 2 or 3 of them, and it's just like you guys are craving attention. You're not going to do anything, and it's annoying because the next day they're fine.
Here's what you should do. Or here's what I would do, not what you
So
should
it
do.
could be that
Here's
person.
here's what if
The
you
same
know who
exact
it
person?
is, that would be a lot.
Just in case it's
You
not, but
there's-
I agree. There are those people out there that do that. You know what I mean? But just
Yeah,
in,
but
just in
you
case
should
it's
say
not.
like if you're struggling, aren't you supposed to? If somebody says that they're going to commit suicide, aren't you obligated to call a counselor or
Yes.
somebody, an adult, and
Yes.
say I'm concerned?
Yes.
So you should call if you're going to camp with somebody and you know where they go to school or you know that their parent. You should contact them and say I'm concerned. This person has said that they're contemplating suicide, and I think that you should be made aware of this information. I don't know if it's that they're craving attention or if they're really contemplating suicide, but I needed to pass this information along, and that's what I
that's
think
it.
you should
I
do.
think
You
good.
are the messenger, and if you are in an environment as structured as camp, you just go to your counselor and you say, Margaret has
And if you see it on
said this."
Facebook, then you should contact their
Facebook.
parent or
Remove them.
school counselor. And if they're craving attention, then they won't do that anymore because they will get in a lot of trouble.
Okay, let me just say though, to clear this up, it's they say it one day and the next day they're totally fine. But no, they have no, they have had people like it's a thing where like the parents know, like everyone knows, like there's nothing more that I can do. But I'm just saying that's where my answer came from, where it's just like everyone's already done everything you can. People have contacted parents, and it's still a lashing out of I want attention. So if that's the case, then I don't know. But Jilly is right. Like you have to take the precautions. You have to you have to do the. No, you have to do the steps to be like, hey, I'm a good person. I'm saying, hey, this person is saying all this stuff. I don't think it's good. I'm saying it to you. Now, after you do that.
It's not just that, though. It's not just that I'm a good. It's like this person could commit suicide, and you have to make sure that.
But it's still at the end of the day, it's there. Like there's only so much you can do. We had this discussion like a month or two ago. There's only so much you can do with somebody who's saying that. You can do as much as you can with getting the right people to be aware of the situation. But after that, what more can you do? Because you don't want to invest so much on trying to make sure this person's okay, because then you're going to get hurt. Like it's ultimately that person's decision on what they do.
Right,
so
but
it's
let
like,
me
do
just,
as much as you can.
You guys are emerging from childhood into adult. So it's like a different standard in terms of being a mandatory reporter, etc. But what I do with suicide threats in the app, we do have an app called Journals Out Loud, which you can download for free, is I will I'll go into the chat, the open chat area, and I'll say, whoever knows this person in real life, call 911. And because if they're just doing it for attention, that will abate if you call them out. If that's not the place to go. Facebook is not the place to go if you really are having suicidal thoughts. So if you see your friend saying that she wants to kill herself and you inbox her mom, it will stop. She's going to have to go attend to that because that's not the answer. If she's having a really frustrated day, you can go on Facebook and say, I need love. Send me some love. You don't have to say that because Jilly's right. We do have to take those words very seriously. And now let's move on to something more fun.
I really want to do that last question.
Okay, go ahead, Jabbar.
The Australia ban.
Oh yeah.
I do want to do that. Is
All
that
right.
It's an article.
Oh.
Yeah, it's an article. Go ahead.
Okay. Is it?
Are we gonna cue it?
Or?
Discuss it. No, Josh wanted to do it, but I really am.
I don't know if we're gonna cue it.
Josh brought this to my attention.
Oh yeah. Okay. So I was on Facebook and I was like reading along, and so Australia Ben & Jerry's takes a stand for marriage equality was like the title of it, and basically they decided to ban Australians from buying 2 scoops of the same flavor because they don't support gay or lesbian marriage or same-sex marriage. So they no one in Australia can get 2 scoops of chocolate or 2 scoops of cookie dough or anything.
Wait, I'm sorry. Australia's like that?
Yeah,
now I don't want to go there.
Ben & Jerry's said that none of their customers can get 2 scoops of the same flavor until
So they
Australia
said
makes it legal for same-sex
Parliament
marriage.
is meeting soon, and they're taking a stand where it's like about time you guys legalize.
So we like Ben & Jerry's, right?
Yeah.
Yay, Ben & Jerry's.
They're saying,
They're trying to be like you. We're gonna stop business, basically.
Yeah, I thought Ben & Jerry's was like, we don't like same-sex
No,
marriage,
no,
so
no,
you
no.
can't
So
get 2 scoops
Australia
of chocolate.
doesn't. Australia's not cool.
It's not legal yet in Australia, which who would have thought, right?
Yeah, wow.
They're so Australia people are so nice.
They are.
They're so nice.
I love
They're
how-
really
well,
nice. But if you want,
Some Australian guys.
if you
there's a couple Australian guys are kind of like.
Where are we going?
where are we going with this?
I don't
Okay,
know.
anyway.
Nowhere.
All right,
We're
so
on
we
the side.
Good
support
Ben
we
&
support Ben
Jerry's.
and Jerry's.
Like
We
it.
support same-sex
Yay.
marriage. Go Australia! You can get this
cream.
done at the next meeting of Parliament. We
Love is love.
We
Ice
really
cream.
Pass
believe
that,
in
you
you.
can get 2 scoops next time.
And then you can get all the scoops you want, and everyone can be happy. I love everybody. Thanks for being with us. Thank you, Matt Sigmund, Andrew Cole, Patricia Bach, Aaron Bach, and our whole panel. You're the best. And thank you for your article and for sharing your article, Sam.
Out there wondering